think I got everything set up. Let me make sure I'm good. Can everybody hear and see? Hopefully. Trying to test out some new stuff that came in the mail. And I didn't really get a chance to test it because I was listening to Baron. But I'm testing it on the fly right now with y'all. So if y'all can hear me, if y'all can see me, please say something in the chat. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and tapping in to another episode of the Daily Yap. Obviously, with your host, Jay Yap, Yapper, whatever you want to call it. It works for it all. I really love all the different nicknames y'all come up with. Jay is 70% of people. J Yap is another 20%. Yapper is growing. Yapper was like a 10% thing, but that actually might be a 15-20% type name. So I've seen it all and I definitely love it all. Okay, y'all can't hear me. That is great. That's great. That's great. Perfect. Well, make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you are new, we on the road to 22K, I believe, 22,000 subs. So I appreciate all the support along the way. I am super excited because I am moving into the new house tomorrow. So for the ones that have been like listening to the timelines and all of that stuff, tomorrow is the day. So that's why I'm already kind of testing out the new equipment. Got a new camera. I feel like I can see the quality. The quality is tough. I like it. Got a new camera. Um, Testing out some new stuff. Got a new light coming and all. Well, it's already here. And yeah, so tomorrow I will be getting the new setup all ready for the studio. And I got that map I was telling you about. The map should have been here today, but you know how Prime is. Somehow it's delayed. It's coming tomorrow. I told you I was gonna get like a world map, put it right behind me, so that way I can keep up with everybody's state, country, whatever. Put a little pin on it. That way I can just know where everybody's tuning in from. So that's all coming together. I'm super excited. I hopefully will be streaming tomorrow night in the new place. Hopefully, we will see. But tomorrow will be a lot of moving. But I am definitely excited. Yes, I do. I see some late comments. Thank y'all for holding me accountable. Yes, I was late. I was tweaking. The camera was right on my desk for the whole time, but I was looking for it all across the house and I could not find it. And I was tweaking out. It was like 10:25. I was like, bro, where the camera at? Man, I'll come up here, it's already on the desk. So that tells y'all how I be nervous sometimes. It be happening. It happens. But what's going on? I appreciate y'all for joining. Exciting times, yes, indeed. Michelame is cooked after that Nisi episode. Yeah, we actually gonna cover some of it today. So thank you for talking about it. We got quite a bit to talk about. First and foremost, I don't know if I can say first and foremost because everything is honestly kind of big. So we got Nisi dropped the video. I'm gonna try to hit on everything. Y'all know I don't come with any type of notes and organization. We just yap. So everything's gonna be authentic. But I want to get to Nisi's video. I want to also hit on what I think is the biggest video of the day, which is the interview of Candace Owens and Elizabeth Lane. Elizabeth Lane interviewed Candace Owens today on in Candace's home studio. So that was pretty cool. I feel like that is like now a infamous studio that we all know and see and recognize. So Elizabeth Lane interviewed Candace Owens in her studio, and I think it was just absolutely amazing. Gems and just two people that have been loud voices, especially for the women. I think they have done like a phenomenal job when it comes to like investigating, interviewing, and all of that stuff. So we're gonna hit on a lot of that because one of the main stories that interests me in this interview was Candace breaking down her first meeting with Erika, like the first time they ever met when Charlie introduced Erika to Candace or Candace to Erika, right? Whatever. That was a very interesting part for me because we hear the story. Sometimes we forget about all the different things because there's 1,000 different podcasts and 1,000 different interviews. And sometimes it's hard to just bring it all together and figure out when did they meet? How did that go? What was the story like? Excuse me. So we're gonna hit on that part because I felt like there were some very, 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 very interesting things. So yeah, we're gonna hit on Niecy's video, um, Elizabeth Lane and Candace Owens. That'll probably be like majority of the episode tonight, majority of the show. Um, and yes, I didn't get to hit on Barons yet either. I was in the middle of Baron before we started this. That's usually how I go. That's why I always get on about 10:15, 10:30 because all the big dogs is ahead of time. They early on in the evening. So without further ado, let's get into some of the things. I kind of want to start with something funny towards the beginning of like every show, just to bring some humor to everything. Um, hold on, I gotta start. I always gotta show love to the TikTok family. I can't leave them out. Uh, 1 second. Can't leave them out. Some folks just be one dimensional. They can't get off a different app. So whatever. Probably get banned over here in the next 10 minutes, but gotta try. All right. One thing that I want to do at the beginning of every show is definitely go through something I would like to call the donkeys of the days, right? The donkey of the day. Though these are different tweets that I see throughout the day that just really pisses me off. You can kind of call it a rage bait, right? Because they just say some dumb stuff that you just truly it's hard to ignore, and you really just can't fall into it. You can't get sucked into it. And so sometimes I see it and I just bookmark it because I'm like, I can't be the only person that sees stuff like this. And I'm like, bro, what is wrong with these people? So I'm gonna go through some of them today before we get into the Elizabeth Lane interview, just so y'all can see what I go through throughout my day and what I see, what people tagging me and what people are directly tagging me in, trying to get my attention on a certain matter or whatever, and it just blows my mind. You saw the Elizabeth Lane interview. It was great. It was great. We definitely gonna hit on the Elizabeth Lane interview. It was very good, very good. As soon as I saw the preview of them two together, I said, "Well, I know this is gonna be good." Because Elizabeth Lane is, man, she gets straight to it. She's not afraid to ask the tough questions. I didn't see Baron today yet either. Too much to watch. Hey, it's a beautiful thing though, right? This is a time for content. It is truly a beautiful time for content. It's a lot to watch. It's a lot to create. So I am, in my little version of content heaven right now because it's just a lot to talk about, a lot to yap about, and I know I don't really stop. So it's definitely I like it. I like it. The only thing I necessarily wouldn't prefer is going on at 10:30 every single night, but at the same time, I'm okay if it means that more content is provided before 10:30 hits. So I'm okay with that. Now to some of these donkeys of the days, man, because oh my gosh, there's some things that I just didn't even want to reply to, and some things I didn't. I just want to share it at least, because at least I can share and yap about it right now. Because I tried my best to not say much. Um, so today on X, obviously we talked about 2 days ago or so. Candace brought up my tweet of the fake kids and all of that stuff like that. That did its course. I thought it was gonna kind of die. I should have known that it wasn't gonna die down, but I thought it was gonna die down a little bit because it was debunked. We pointed it out that the kids aren't hers. I think we can kind of safely say that the daughter isn't hers either. First, it was just a boy. By the way, it's his second birthday today. I don't know if y'all seen the Erika's post. For some reason, I don't know, the algorithm, every time she posts something, bro, the algorithm just drops it on there immediately. I'm like, bro, I've never liked anything this woman ever posted. Why does anything she say just? It just jumped to the top of my algorithm on every page. That's besides the point though. Her son turned 2 years old, right? So that was the trending topic because now that he's two, he's still not as big as that boy in that picture. He got about 3, 4 more years to go. So I thought it was gonna die down a little bit, and it didn't. The next day, Lisa, which y'all all know, and that we are all, she's a friend of the show, right? She has came on here and has tried her best to defend Miss Shalami and whatever she got going on. She is a diehard Shalami soldier. Diehard Shalami soldier. She is probably Shalami soldier. Nah, Gary Shalami soldier number one. She's definitely Shalami soldier. But she top two. She's top two. She's a colonel, right? He could be a general. Who's higher? A major? Them two top two, right? Them two are the two most underpaid employees or contracted workers in the TBUSA because they do it. Apparently, they do it for free. Lisa said she don't get no money. I said, honestly, Lisa, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's even worse. You doing all this for free? You ain't. It's no incentive and going on the internet looking like a fool. But she does it religiously, day in and day out, like her life depends on it. So the next day, she just starts tagging me and everything and calling me out and stuff like that. And I'm gonna just show y'all. So some of this stuff might be like rapid fire, like random. I'm just pulling them up as I see it. But one of the first things that we found out today is Lisa talking to Stacey Sheridan. I mean, my fault. Not Stacey Sheridan. Tracy Martin. Lisa is talking to Tracy Martin. You can see it right here. She is commenting to Gary, but she messaged Tracy Martin. I keep saying Stacey Sheridan. She messaged Tracy Martin. I guess they talk. Where did that come from? I don't know. But they talk. And Tracy said, or Lisa said something to her first. You can see the top part. He is still harping on the photo Erika gave as an alibi. I think she's talking about me because she's definitely mentioned me a lot today. I don't know. I'm just assuming because I am the person that's been harping on it. And this has been a dispute between me and her for the longest. But Tracy says that is not Erika and Charlie's son, LOL. It's called a play date with friends. And she said that's been explained to him a million times. I'm just using context clues. I'm not trying to like throw myself in something that it may not be in, but I'm just saying, like, based on her tweets throughout the day, she tweeted to me about 3 or 4 times. So I'm just assuming this is I'm the person she's talking about when she says that's been explained to him a million times, because she's obviously not talking to Gary. But it was interesting because if y'all remember, Tracy Martin is like Erika's, best friend or something. So I'm like, hold on, bro. Well, since when did y'all cool? When did this came out of nowhere? Now apparently Lisa and Tracy Martin. But what stuck out the most to me is the fact that Tracy Martin is very close to Erika. So now we're starting to get to the source of who first started to spread this new story, right? 5 months later, that Erika had a play date at 8:30 in the morning. It must have came from Tracy Martin. She must have been the first person to say, this is what we're going to say. And then she probably got this from Erika, because Lisa didn't come up with that on her own. We talked about this like, I don't know, 2-3 times in that live. And I said, Lisa, who told you that? Because Lisa was the one that was like, oh, it was a play date. And I was like, who told you that? That's never been public whatsoever. Who told you that? And I don't remember if she answered it all or whatever. But now we're starting to figure out who the source is. Tracy Martin. And apparently her and Lisa talk. So it was pissing me off because they're trying to gaslight, and that's the part where I'm saying it's almost like a rage bait, because they're trying to gaslight and make it seem like we were. How could y'all have not guessed that it was a play date? Like, duh. And it pisses me off, bro. It does. It really does. Like, I didn't respond. Y'all would be proud of me. I didn't respond. She tagged me 3 freaking times today, right? It might have been 4, but I didn't respond. I didn't respond. And that was today. I think she was 2 times the night before. I didn't respond. I replied with a meme one time, but I didn't respond. But it just pisses me off because I'm like, bro, it's 8:30 in the morning. Who sets up a play date at 8:30 in the morning? The kids probably woke up at like 7:30. You got a play date ready at 8:30. Who said when they got there, right? 8:30 was the picture. Could have been 8, right? When did they get there? We don't know, right? Because it wasn't a play date anyway. But I'm like, Lisa said something else today talking about it gets hot in Arizona. And I also found out she stays in Arizona, which is very interesting because that's where Miss Shalami stay at. I've been peeping. I've been peeping. But I'm like, bro, 8:30 in the morning, nobody's scheduling a play day at 8:30 in the morning. They're coming up with all these different things. Y'all seen Candace today. So Gary also said, who cares? Right? Who cares? Yep, here it is right here. Who cares if it's not her kids? He says the fact is we don't know. It hasn't been clarified by Erika. Wait, hold on. What? I'm just not reading this out like out loud for the first time. I literally seen this and I'll show y'all my response, but I just glazed over this and just kept it pushing because they really was trying to piss me off today. It says the fact is we don't know. It hasn't been clarified by Erika, but it doesn't matter. If it hasn't been clarified, then how are they so confident that it was a play date? I'm just not reading this for the first time, so I'm still not gonna reply. But oh my lord, it hasn't been clarified by Erika, but it doesn't matter. The content of the picture was irrelevant. The kids, that's the content. The kids in the picture don't matter. So what's the purpose of the picture then? Like if you look at a picture and it says 8:33 a.m. on September 9th, which we didn't ask for, and it's 2 kids. What else are we supposed to be looking at? If that's irrelevant. And then he says it was proof she wasn't at Fort Huachuca on the 9th. Why do you care whose kid it is? It's none of your business. And so that's why I say Lisa, Gary, I don't even want to go through all y'all tweets. Y'all deserve donkey of the day. Yeah, y'all really do. Because it's just not looking good. It's not looking good the way y'all just put yourselves out there. It's not looking good. Because Lisa also commented today, and I might have saved it. Hopefully. I'm gonna show y'all a couple more things while I move on. Just a couple more. I gotta get this off my chest because I just saved it. I peeped. I said I'm gonna talk about it later. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But basically, Lisa put out a thing that said she's been pretty consistent, right, with her story that it was a play date that wasn't her son. She's been pretty consistent. There is a tweet on her page right now that says she has been pretty consistent with the story, and I think she said we have been pretty consistent with the story. And then somebody, somebody tagged me in something that Lisa, and we pulled it up on the last show on Monday of Lisa literally saying that the photo was AI. When this first came out, she said the photo was AI and that we got it from Candace and the candy cult believes anything. That's what she told us when this picture first came out. She had no idea that the picture came from Andrew Covet. And her first reaction, and it's still publicly available, is that it was AI. Right? It's actually right here. So let me just show y'all this really quick. I'm not even gonna play the whole thing to hear what she said. Because today she said, I've been pretty consistent on saying that it was a play date. Hear it for yourself.
Look at that boy. But this is crazy. Real. It's a lie because it's not real. It's a lie because it's not real. It's AI. The amount of AI images that Candace has been giving you guys as fact is absolutely insane. And the amount of you that are falling for it is absolutely insane.
Lisa, Shawty, that is you, right? That is you saying that this was AI, commenting on my video, saying that it was AI and we got it from Candace and we fall for anything because we're in the candy call. When the whole time it came from your captain, Gary. And then it came from your boss, Andrew. The whole time it came from them. And then today she had the audacity to tweet that she's been pretty consistent with her story and she has not switched up. I couldn't believe it. And I just looked at it, I sighed, and I moved on. But then she pissed me off again. And I get it, because once Candace mentioned me on brought up the tweet, because I know everybody's gonna everybody's seen the tweet. So people immediately went to the page and started like tagging me and stuff, or directly saying stuff to me or DMing me and all that stuff. And I knew it because the next day it was just Lisa, 4 or 5 times. Just straight like saying my name in different tweets. And I was like, bro, who told you that today you got to get out in front of everything and let's go at Jay? So then I tweet about something totally different. Right? I'm gonna show y'all, because I'm gonna show y'all her response, and again it pisses me off, and that's why her and Gary getting donkey today. So I think it's Jenny Robinson. She tweeted this right here of Erika's old tweet saying, "At somebody, it's redacted. I have something special for you, very special," and it's just this weird, creepy picture of this girl. Right? I don't really know what's going on there. Very, just very strange to me. I say Erika Kirk goes from posting stuff like this and telling us, posting stuff like this, as in this tweet, and then telling a sophomore girl in high school, "I want to be inside your lady garden," to now hosting the Make Heaven Crowded tour. And I think it's formally hosted, because I think she got kicked off and she ain't hosting nothing now. That's all I said, right? I'm just talking to myself. Lisa comes out of nowhere and she says, "And once again, Jay doesn't understand details or context, or he just gets things blatantly wrong. One, Erica's charity, Romanian Angels, operated similarly to the Salvation Army's Angel Tree. You were assigned a child to shop for at Christmas time, and then the U.S. Marines, whom they partner with, delivered the boxes of toys overseas. This Romanian orphan girl is opening a box of toys that she had just been given for Christmas. So Erica's posting, 'I have something special for you,' isn't weird at all." Then she said something to the second part of my tweet when I said that Erika was talking to that 15-year-old girl when Erika was 25. When she said, "I want to be inside your lady garden." If y'all don't know, Lisa has always defended this. She's always defended this, like defended her actions and stuff like that. She commented and she said, "Jillian, in fact, posted the known meme and tagged Erika in the post. Erika did not send that to her." And it's just one of those things, again, that I'm just like, anybody that can use context clues would know that Erika sent that to Jillian, the 15-year-old girl. It said Lisa in the chat right now. "Lisa, what's going on?" It's all love. You know, I never personally attack. I don't care. But you do be watching the live, though. You be watching the live. There she go. What's going on, Lisa? No, Lisa definitely has defended uh dang near everything Miss Shalami has ever done. That is a fact. That's a fact. And it's cool. Just own it. Just own it. She has. And when I brought up the 15-year-old girl over 25, Erika talking to this 15-year-old girl, she defended it. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, to each his own. I think that's pretty crazy. If you don't think so, then hey, that's on you. I can't. It's we ain't nothing to go back and forth about. That's just how you feel. But I was, it's just interesting because I'm like, in these tweets, I ain't gotta go through it. Y'all know the context of it. There'll be a tweet that says, Erika just sent this to me with a meme. And then Lisa will say, how do we know that Erika sent that to her? Okay, I can't. There's not gonna be a conversation I can go back and forth with about that. You know what I mean? Whatever. But the Roman angels thing that Lisa is suggesting, that somehow she knows the full context of this picture right here. I hate showing it because it's just so weird. It's so weird. But of this single picture right here, somehow Lisa knows an entire full paragraph of the context behind this picture. I used to do this thing called Shop with an Indian in high school. Shop with an Indian. Our mascot was Indians. And we would get a kid that was less fortunate assigned to us. We would go to Walmart. They'd give us a little debit card. We'll splurge. We'll splurge on them. All that. Come back to the school with all his gifts. He or she is going crazy. I did that every year in high school. We did that for Christmas all the time. Never in my entire 4 years in high school did the child look like this, nor did we take pictures of them. Nor did I say, I have something very special for you. Never happened, right? But I know what Lisa and other salami soldiers are going to say. It's different. Dang near everything Erika has ever done in her life is just somehow different from the general population. She's just done things totally different than us. I've never in my life took a picture of another kid. But I guess Erika does have a history of taking pictures of random kids, right, Lisa? She took a picture of a random child. According to y'all story, she took a picture of a random child with Gigi and sent that to Andrew Colvett. So you know what? Erika probably does have a history of taking pictures of random kids. That would make sense. So, hey, we just gonna leave it at that. Let me get to some of y'all comments before we get to one of I think the most compelling stories that I haven't heard in a long time, but it was so refreshing to hear, which is Candace meeting Erika for the first time in the Elizabeth Lane and Candace Owens interview that dropped today. And I would suggest or recommend everybody to go watch it. It was a great interview. But I want to break down specifically the part of her meeting Erika Kirk. But let me read some of y'all comments before I get to that. I'm probably going to start from the bottom and go up, or like the most recent and go up. Let me see. I mean, yeah, I guess this makes sense to go start from the bottom. That was a great interview. It was a great interview. It was. Man, I gotta stop getting to the comments after you're done talking. I don't. I talk to the comments throughout the whole time. If there's a super, then I will immediately prioritize it. But outside of that, I don't wait to the very end and then go through every single comment. I get my yapping off, and then before I go to the next topic, then I'll read some comments, and then I'll get to the next topic. So I'm slightly different. Don't bring her up, Jay. Let her cover her own show. Lisa here. Welcome. Oh, there she go. What's going on, Lisa? How about you let me join and defend myself? Lisa, I'll cut you a deal. I'll cut you a deal. Because you know me, I don't ever mind, talking with the ops. And I always will create a safe space. When we talked last time, it was, what I mean? I wouldn't necessarily say beneficial as far as us getting somewhere. However, it was peaceful, which I am open to every time. If we leave agreeing to disagree, but it was peaceful, perfectly fine. I don't care about that. So I will cut you a deal. We could chop it up again, probably around like next week, maybe or so. So like we'll chop it up again to see what you have to say for yourself. It probably had to be earliest maybe this weekend, but between this weekend and next week, because I think a lot of people would love to ask you a lot of different questions. Lisa must be working for TPUSA. Hey, she be acting like it sometimes. I know she says she don't, but shoot, hey, if I'm doing what Lisa doing, all that leg work she be doing, I need a check. You hear me? I need a check. So that whole I don't get paid, to me, that sound crazier. Once I get lied to one time, I need a check moving forward. If I was Gary, right? I told him today. He probably ain't see it. I told him that I'm about to start calling him buddy because that's how he be acting. I don't know if y'all seen Elf with Will Ferrell. That's how Gary be acting when it comes to this topic. It just be something ain't clicking. You know what I mean? So when I be talking to buddy, bro, I'm just trying to figure out if Andrew Colvett set you up with that alibi, right? And he knew that wasn't Erica's kids, right? He knew it. He knew. But he sent it to Gary anyway, knowing Gary probably never seen the kids before. He set him up. He probably never seen the kids before. And he said, hey, bro, post this. Then with the whole don't share, Gary accidentally share it, whatever. Bro, once Gary realized that Andrew set him up, I am not doing nothing for you again until I get paid, brother. I look like a fool out here. And apparently they still doing it for the free ski. So like, hey, shout out to y'all, man. Lisa, Gary, shout out to y'all. If you ask me, I'd for sure leave them high and dry. I be like, look, Blakey, Andrew, y'all gotta you on your own, brother. You on your own. I can't do it. Saturday night late should be the next one. Hard to defend the Shalami. It said, welcome, Lisa. Welcome. Your favorite. One of the most dense. Hey, you're not a fan favorite, Lisa. You're not a fan favorite. That's why. I don't mind giving you a chance to speak your piece. Or hear me out. They are from the Romanian Angels. Yeah, I'm just saying that bitch is very weird. That bitch is very weird. See me going off on X. Yeah, X is doing pretty well. We just hit 1,000 followers over on X. So I think X is funny because X is a place where I should have been on there sooner. And I do appreciate y'all for guiding me over to X because I get to get my thoughts off way sooner than a TikTok video or a YouTube video or a live or a show or whatever. I get to get my thoughts off way sooner. And I don't have to be long about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to make a full TikTok video. I have to make a full YouTube video. If I feel like saying a one-liner, I can say a one-liner. So I love X right now. It's great. Like, it's a great place for my intrusive. Well, I wouldn't say intrusive thoughts, but like my random thoughts. I can get them off really quick. So I like X right now. Make sure y'all go hit the follow button over there. Make sure you're on all the platforms. All right, let me make sure I am caught up before we move on to the next one. All right, Lisa says she's up for next week, y'all. So get your questions ready. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Lisa says she has, look, this is for everybody right here. Lisa has a job and it's not with TPUSA. I need you to get a contract with TPUSA, Lisa. Get contracted immediately. Because my Lord, you putting in some leg work for them. You are. You putting in some leg work. Okay. I don't mind. I know even if everybody said no, don't bring her on, I still bring her on. I am a yapper. I will yap to whoever, and it don't matter. You know what I mean? I will do it, and I'm all for a little confrontation, bump. You know what I mean? So I don't mind doing it. But yeah, it'll probably be next week, so we can set it up. Now, let's move on to some better things, right? And that is Candace and Elizabeth Lane chopping it up about Candace meeting Erika for the first time. And it was very, very interesting. I don't even want to spoil too much. We're gonna watch it together. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts. Y'all know I will yap afterwards. But I'm not gonna play the whole thing again. The whole thing probably about an hour or so. I would definitely hour and 30 minutes. I would encourage everybody to go watch it. I just want to focus on Erika and Candace meeting for the first time. Hear the whole story. Think about all the different things that you've heard from clips, videos, podcasts, whatever it is on this meeting, and try to just bring it all together, because that is what I was doing, because I kind of heard different clips here and there, but I couldn't really pull it all together to tell you a definitive timeline and what it looked like when Candace met Charlie and all that stuff. It was just so, I was just trying to bring it in from all the different clips. So let's listen to Candace retell the story, and you're going to be some people are going to be very surprised on what you hear. I was definitely surprised on quite a few things. Let's see, 1 minute and 12. Okay. Obviously, y'all know me. I might pause it here and there to throw my opinion on something. That way I don't forget a thought. But all right. Here we go.
He told him he would help out with Russia or something like that? Or
well, the Ukrainian war caged it, but I don't believe him, obviously. And I believe being that dude willing everything stuff on across goes, and was their marriage. I won't get into giving him that meeting.
Erika, Kirk, if I ask you, what was it like when you met Erika Kirk the first time?
I remember meeting Erika at Del Frisco's, and
did Charlie introduce you guys? Was it with Charlie?
He wanted me to come meet her, and it, I was excited to meet her because she was giving him attention. And what I mean by that is, out of respect for their marriage, I won't get into too much detail about the time before he met her. It's not offensive to the marriage. It's like, obviously people like try to date before, and he was trying to date this girl that he was totally obsessed with. And this girl that he was chasing, it's kind of one of the worst kept secrets. It was like me and Don Jr. were trying to help him navigate this. And, because I was always with Charlie, basically every time this other girl would text him, like I was texting her back. Like I basically had to become a lesbian for a year as he chased this girl. So what should I say back? I'm like, at some point you're gonna have to text her yourself. Like everything he'd screenshot. What should I say? Blah, blah, blah. And like kind of, he always believed if I work hard enough, I can like get this girl. That was his mentality.
Just hear what she's saying, right? Hear the state of mind that Charlie was in when it came to dealing with women. Didn't even know how to text her. He essentially had Candace respond to weird, freaky messages. That's what Candace is implying. Like, even when it got like a little frisky, Candace had to throw in like, this is what you should say. So think about that version of Charlie. Because that is a real, he's person in high school, but he's very inexperienced when it comes to dealing with women.
And he was just obsessed with her, like reading back on those messages of this girl who then became one of my best friends and was in my wedding because of how much I felt like I was chasing her, because I liked her a lot, that the girl he was chasing. And I knew that she was going to let him down because it was very obvious that she wasn't into him.
Yeah.
And because he was kind of young in those ways. And she was younger than him, but, younger girls, older guys sort of a thing. And Charlie, I basically kind of forced him. And I was like, you need to go sit down with her and you need to ask her. Like, it's been a long time. I've been messaging this girl a lot. And I think you need to just sit down and say, is this something or it's not? And I knew she was going to let him down, and she did. And he was heartbroken about it. I mean, like truly, truly heartbroken about it. And as someone who viewed him as a little brother, obviously you don't like, I wanted to like find like, just like you.
And that should be the key indicator as well for anybody that has said, do you think Candace and Charlie really had something going on like that? This should give you a clear indicator that no, it was nothing there, right? Candace had experience, at least more experience than Charlie when it comes to dating and stuff like that. So even Candace is able to recognize that Charlie is not experienced in those ways. So why would Candace even look at him in that way. So her saying he was like a brother is very genuine and honest, because she was dealing with his girlfriend. So off of that alone, why would Candace see him in a romantic way? Now, I mean, again, I ain't nothing that's downplaying Charlie and none of that, but you just gotta think about Candace's position as a friend when he was dealing with that girl. There's no way in the world Candace is gonna flip the script and all of a sudden see him in a romantic light when she knows exactly who he was in those young ways. So, like, when I'll be seeing stuff like that, people being like, "Man, Candace," it really be the Shalami soldier saying that. Candace just won't. She's just jealous that Charlie picked Erika and blah blah blah. And it's like, bro, Candace more than likely made sure Charlie was in that friend zone area, right? She wouldn't be the one going after Charlie, wishing Charlie picked her. That made zero sense. That makes zero sense.
Charlie, it's okay. Like, you're going to find a girlfriend, whatever. And so when Erika, then Tyler Boyer sets up this, like, I have this person for you to meet. And he comes and he's like, oh,
Erika and Tyler Boyer, right? I think we've already confirmed that Tyler Boyer set these two up. But Candace is kind of solidifying that it was Tyler Boyer. Because we've heard family friend. We've heard something else. I forgot what it was that, because Charlie would say this, Erika would say this. It would be totally different. Erika would say she doesn't remember how she met Tyler Boyer, all of that stuff. So we just got a definitive answer that Tyler Boyer set this up. Tyler Boyer knew Erika, right? So let's keep even.
He sets up this, like, I have this person for you to meet. And he comes and he's like, oh, she's a bit older. And initially he was like, I'm just going to use her to try to, like, get so-and-so jealous or whatever, because this was like the first date or whatever. And then she was a bit more persistent and giving him the godly spiel, and the messages, and I'm just going through our messages, like, look, this is maybe what God wanted me to have. And, he was sort of wrapped in on, hooked on that because Charlie was a Christian. And so when I went to meet her, my thought process was, this is probably just going to be a girlfriend, but I'm glad because this will nurse his, like, broken heart. And also he'll realize there's other people, and great. Obviously.
So Erika happened to fall in Charlie's life right at the end of a breakup. How convenient. Who I don't know if Tyler Boyer knew all of this information that Candace did as far as, or Candace does, as far as knowing what he was going through with that girl, the first girl, right? He only been dealing with one girl. I don't know, but how convenient that Erika just falls in Charlie's lap at the end of a breakup. And we all know how that go. If you ever, don't y'all act like y'all perfect. Don't act like y'all perfect. We all been through that in our lives where at the end of a breakup, whether you was in high school, early college, whatever, all of our young days, we've all dealt with a breakup, and that one distraction comes at the wrong time, right? And I mean the wrong time because it looks pretty good as a distraction, and you end up being distracted, but in reality it's not good for you because you're really just in a healing process. So you really cannot comprehend what's actually going on. You're just trying to fill a void. You're missing somebody that was paying attention to you, and now you have this person paying attention to you. So now you're kind of confused and conflicted if this person actually cares about you, or is it truly a distraction? You can't separate the two because of how broken your heart is. So you just try to fill that void all around. This person is giving you everything that you was missing at the moment, everything that you was used to. So Charlie just went through this huge breakup with this girl that let him down. And now Erika is falling in his lap as a young, I'm just going to guess that, again, I think he was 23. She was 30 when they got, either when they met or got married. It might have been one of them, but she's like 7-8 years older than Charlie. Charlie sees this older girl fall in his lap, and it's just like liking him when he's been struggling with one girl. Bro, Charlie, I mean, he got love bomb, if you want to be completely honest, because I know Erika probably did everything that you could imagine, and he probably was like, whoa, loving it.
Obviously, my first instinct as a woman.
It ain't 5 years because Charlie just turned 31, right? He just turned 31. And Erika, like, oh, it might be 5 years. Because she like 37, 38. So yeah, it's like 5, 6, 7. One of them. Between that.
Was that she was older than me. And I just thought that's kind of weird that she would be into Charlie because Charlie's quite young in those ways. He's an absolute genius. He's got so much going for him, but like he's young in those ways. Like I'm like telling this kid to like wear a suit that fits him, you know? And he was inexperienced, and he's been very open about the fact that like he was a virgin when he got married. So I don't.
Boom. That now see that. Let me just play it again for anybody that missed
I
it.
don't feel like I'm in those ways. Like I'm like telling this kid to like wear a suit that fits him, you know? And he was inexperienced, and he's been very open about the fact that like he was a virgin when he got married. So
Virgin when he got married. Now Candace says that he was pretty open about it. So I'm assuming you can find a podcast or an interview about that somewhere. I don't know because TBUSA be taking stuff down. It's hard to find stuff nowadays. But he was a virgin when he got married. That was something that was confirmation to me because I heard about it and I was like, I honestly feel like it's true because everything that he used to preach in his interviews and stuff, I'm like, nah, you talk a real big game because if you had a past, you'd be a little bit more humble. You know what I mean? Like you can give people good advice on all of these different things when it comes to marriage and when it comes to the deed, doing the deed and all that. But you can tell when somebody is truly humbly like giving you advice. Like, you know what I mean? Charlie was like arrogantly giving you advice to the point where I'm like, I can tell that you probably have lived that life as far as like the perfect life in those ways. Obviously not a perfect human being. But you could tell when Charlie used to, you should not do this before you get married. You should, and I was like, oh, no. I believe him. I believe he lived that life. Because anybody that has done wrong or done the opposite, right? Everybody's at a pass. I would say, yeah, that would be the ideal thing, which you should do, right? Because if you do this, that, and the third, it may not, you know what I mean? It didn't end well for me, right? It didn't go well. You shouldn't do it. This is the right thing to do. That would be coming from somebody that has had a past and is admitting with humility that there was a better option and I wish I did this, whatever. But Charlie was very adamant and very strong on not doing certain things before marriage. And when you want to find a wife, you should be doing this as a man. Women, if you want to find a good husband, you should be doing this. But that is because this man was a virgin. He got Erika, who got, listen, I ain't trying to disrespect her, right? I'm not trying to, in my mind, I was thinking Erika got mileage, but I'm not going to say that, even though I just said that. What I am going to say is she got a roster, and she got a roster of athletes, and that never looks good. From a high school girl on up, if you got a roster of athletes, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? So she goes from a roster of athletes and Cabot Phillips. That's kind of random. I gotta know the story on that because how in the world did she get with Cabot Phillips? Did Cabot Phillips know that? Did Charlie know that? No, I doubt he knew that because I think Erika portrayed herself as a virgin. And you know that because we've done lives on this before. You know that because of what Charlie used to preach in his messages when he would talk to people. He would brag on Erika. He would brag on what you should do to find an Erika. Erika would brag on what women should do to find a Charlie. But that's because Charlie didn't know that she used to be in the streets. If he did, he would have more humility when it came to that topic. He would not be you would just be more humble. Because now when you look at it, right, he's obviously gone. But when you look at it now, it's like, you talking about a lot now to wife up somebody that just used, you know what I mean? You wifed up one of them and you talking big game on this stage. No man would want that. right? No man will want to be viewed or seen as that. But that's how you know Charlie didn't know about Erika's past, which is scary. Because now you start to think, like, bro, how long have you been in training to prepare for your assignment, Miss Shalami? How long? How long have you been training to prepare for Charlie Kirk? Was that why you locked yourself away for 9 months? That was weird. To read the Bible from cover to cover many times? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Nobody has ever read the Bible cover to cover many times. Stop playing. But when was the preparation? When she had to figure out how to get Charlie Kirk, because that was her assignment. But when Candace just said, just barely, that Charlie was a virgin, I was like, Charlie thought she was a virgin, bro. I hate to tell anybody that. Lisa, if you're still watching, your girl was not a virgin. And I know she portrayed, and you know that, unless you're going to come up with a whole story on how she had 5 boyfriends and never did anything. She wasn't a virgin. And I guarantee you she betrayed herself as a virgin, because Charlie Kirk would have never preached as hard as he would at these events about not doing anything before marriage and biblical principles and biblical ways. And Erika standing right beside him saying the same thing. Look, TikTok already mad at me. I'm being flagged for harassment and bullying. I'm sorry, Miss Shalami. I didn't know you felt that way. I didn't think I was bullying. I'm just speaking on your life. I'm just speaking on what you did. How was that bullying? I'll just let Candace continue.
I don't feel like I'm, and he was inexperienced, and he's been very open about the fact that like he was a virgin when he got married. So I don't feel like I'm oversharing here. And when I met her, I just,
Oh, sorry, hold on. Was Charlie Kirk virgin? What?
yeah, that's something he talks about. Yeah, so he
I
was
didn't know
very,
that.
yeah.
How
I
did I
mean, he
miss
hadn't
that?
even had
Wow.
his first
That is
kiss.
so sweet.
Yeah, you know,
Aw.
so that's why he was so unsure of himself in those ways. So confident. If you talk to him about anything else, he could debate anybody. But when it came to the girls, he was young, you know.
That's why he never saw anything coming.
So when I met her, and to be clear, I'm gonna say I became best friends with the girl he was chasing. She was fun, you know. I just nothing, just what everyone kind of sees now, just kind of okay. But I did not care, and I supported. I was like, go for this, go for this.
Right.
Every message will
So you were
show.
never friends.
I mean, that's a fact. That's a fact. I'm like reading some of the comments on one. That's a fact. How can you listen to this and then say, I don't trust Candace? This is the most, I think somebody commented that on this video. It was like, this is a side of Charlie we never hear. Because anytime somebody talks about Charlie, it's politics. Like it's politics as in they use Charlie's ghost to favor what they want to favor in the moment. So not like literal politics, but like general. Or it's never like fun memories that make you just sit back and just like truly smile or reminisce on old Charlie Kirk. You know what I mean? Like, look at Candace's face right now. She's having flashbacks of Charlie Kirk, right? She's having flashbacks of their friendship and all the fun jokes, all the times they had, all that. She's having flashbacks. We have not got that one time from anybody in his organization. I can't say his friend group. They're not his real friends. Tyler Boyer has never made anybody feel like, look, I'm not saying they have never spoke on Charlie Kirk to try to provide some type of memory, but they have never made anybody believe that it was an actual genuine, funny, oh my gosh, like that does sound like Charlie type memory. Like we all looking at Candace right now. I'm telling you, when I watched this video, I personally was like smiling with her because it was just so cool. Like seeing her have a flashback in live time and we watch it, we're witnessing it. And it gave you like this warm feeling. But instead, on day 2 of his body being in the ground, well, I don't even know his body in the ground. On day 2, on the man, after the man was eliminated, right? September 12th, we got his wife rubbing the chair, talking about, go open a Turning Point USA chapter. Charlie would want that. Huh? What is you talking about? Go open the USA Turning Point USA chapter. Become a donor. What? I thought I was gonna get funny. I mean, I know it's the second day, so I wouldn't say funny memories. I wasn't expecting promo. Promo? Buddy just died, and you talking about promo? Merch? Days later, she talking about hat sales, merch sales, t-shirt sales. And they get mad at me talking about I'm grifting, right? I be seeing that comment. I be peeping. I'm a comment watcher. I don't get moved by it, right? I don't get, in my feelings are all worked up. I've been doing this for about 3 years or so. I've been on the bad side of TikTok. If anybody know, that's the worst place to be. YouTube bad side, that ain't nothing. X bad side, that ain't nothing. Be on the bad side of TikTok, right? Your video go viral for the wrong reason. I've done that many times. So that all of this don't bother me when I be put in the spotlight for people to come after me away. I don't not phased by that at all. I sleep great at night. And I can't wait to yap the next day some more. So when I see, point I'm making is that when I see people come on here and tell me I'm a grifter because I choose to come on my own page that I created to yap about anything I want to yap about, and people join in and yap about the same thing and creating a space for that, they say I'm a grifter. But they created a t-shirt to replicate the exact shirt he died in and sold it for millions. That's not grifting. They created a tent of a replica tent of the tent that the man died in. They say, hey, do you want to know what it feels like to be assassinated? Take pictures right here. It's fun. Like that's not grifting, but I can't come on my own page and yap about whatever I want to yap about. Right? I can't do that. God forbid. God forbid when I get my social media check, it get taxed out that it get taxed like crazy. But you get to make millions and not get taxed at all. Right? Your nonprofit that get $300 million. You flying PJs every day. You don't pay taxes on nothing, but God forbid I get my little social media taxed money. Okay, bro.
With Erika.
No, because there just was something like, I don't know. I can't explain it.
Did you ever think that she wanted it that way? Did you ever think that she wanted you out?
Hindsight is 2020.
Right.
Everything changed, but I just did not think that way because it's just not how I think. There was nothing when Charlie and I first started traveling together, I had a boyfriend, not my husband. I had a different boyfriend. And so it just, my brain didn't think this way with him. There was no
reason to. Yeah.
Clarity for everybody else that thought Candace liked Charlie and wanted him romantically. She's telling you again, by the way, this is not the first time. She's telling you again that when her and Charlie first started traveling, she had a boyfriend.
I invite more.
Yeah, if she's traveling with us, great. Like, I want to get to know her. I want you to have a girlfriend. I wanted that so bad for him because I knew how much he wanted it. And that's how we were with each other. We constantly root each other on. Like, we were always defending each other. We always root each other on. And so if this is going to be your girlfriend, I'm going to love her more than you do, sort of a thing. And same with George. When he met George,
like him?
First he said this is going to be bad for your brand. I was like, Charlie, this is what I mean. He had these little autistic, like, he would hate if I said that, but like autistic like qualities where I'm like, love is not a brand, Charlie. Like, these are the sort of conversations I would have to him. Charlie, love is not a brand. Okay. It's like, and then he and George like just adored each other, and George was traveling with us. So he really got to know him. And then I have this message where he just was like, I just have a vision. And he's like, he's the right guy. And I see this so clearly for you, and it's whatever. And I always think back now and I get emotional about it. I genuinely think that meeting George saved my life because it was right when it took me down a different path in life. I was very much in the turning point. And if I always think, what if I had stayed? And I was still doing tours with Charlie, but George took me down a different path. And I thank God for that. And it was all happened very quickly after Charlie had the vision about his death. Charlie had the vision about his death. Erika came into his life. They were dating sort of quietly. I meet George, fall head over heels. get married, get engaged 18 days later. And I just replay 2018 in my mind all the time. And then in 2019 was when suddenly I start to realize like forces are sort of
Some things just
new people
happen
are
because,
arriving in his
yeah,
life. He's got a
yeah.
PR agent, Stacey Sheridan, and I'm going, these people are weird. But I never thought Erika, because I just thought didn't even look into her. Like, this is just going to be a girlfriend, and it's great that he has a girlfriend and he's getting experience with
Distracted and happy,
like
yeah.
It's interesting. That was majority. Again, go watch the rest of it on Elizabeth's page. But it is interesting on the timing of everything because she mentioned around the 2018-19 mark is when George kind of took her on a different path, and they got married. Engaged 18 days later. Crazy, by the way. I mean, not like what I mean. It's just if you know, I guess. But went down a different path and all that stuff about the 2018-19. And then also, if you look at the 990s, which, I mean, I'll pull up for anybody that hasn't seen it yet. If you look at these 990s, you can see something shifted in that same time frame. Something shifted. Let me show it really quick, because a lot of people may have not seen this yet. We talked about this a couple of times on here. Oh, my bad. I ain't showing nothing. There we go. I guess this is better right here. So you can see right here, right? 2018, Turning Point USA. 2017, they was making about 8 million. You can see it right here. 8 million. 2018, Turning Point USA was making about 10 million. Candace says that she meets George. They go down a different path. Next thing you know, she starts noticing that Charlie's being, different people are coming around and all of that. Weird vibes. 2019, they go from 10 million to 28 million. Right? This is the year Charlie meets Erika, and this is the year Candace Owens meets George, and they go down a different path. So 2018 to 2019, they jump $18 million in revenue. Right. And this is when Erika is finally in the company, Tyler Boyer, all of these people. And then it just takes off. Right now it's 39 million. 2020. Charlie and Erika get married in 2021. What do you think happens to the money? 39 million to 55 million. Right? Charlie's wedding year, 55 million. 80 million in 2022. 81 million in 2023. 84 million in 2024. Right? So you're talking about 84 million in 2024 versus 10 million. $74 million. They increased once Candace went down this way and once Erika was introduced. And you can't tell me that wasn't planned. That wasn't, I mean, that was 1000% planned. And Erika was part of the plan. But that entire story was so interesting to me because, obviously everything does happen for a reason. But this was ultimately what got him killed. The wrong people started coming around. Tyler Boyer, Andrew Colvett, Erika, Kirk. They came around, and I think they threw so much money at Charlie that his discernment was so off. once he started making some bread. Because I mean, look, we can be just completely honest, right? I can pull up Charlie's pay right here. That's on paper. God knows what's off paper. Look what's on paper. Charlie Kirk, 2023. Charlie Kirk is making 290 compensation. He got 99,000. And that's probably per diem. So you talking about $300,000 in 2023. 3 years ago, Charlie Kirk is 28. 28 years old, making $300,000. He's in the 1%. Like, so it's crazy. It's crazy. But Candace talking about that story, man, it was definitely, it was sad to hear, just because you can see how much she cared about Charlie, and how her and Charlie was like this, and everything was going so smooth. And then the forces came, tore him apart. He thought he found love. He thought he found his forever, his forever friend, Erika Kirk, when the whole time she was assigned to him. Again, I think, somebody can definitely correct me, but I believe Charlie was like 24. Erika was 30. So to my women out there, you're 30. This guy is 24. Nerdy looking guy. You can tell he's very inexperienced. Not even you ain't got to get all deep into that. I'm talking about just inexperience with just talking to women. Right? It's just that it doesn't come natural. It's kind of awkward. You can tell he's kind of young in his ways. You at 30 years old, do you like guys like that? Is that somebody that you want to make your husband? And again, I'm not downing Charlie. 24-year-old is a baby. I'm not downing Charlie at all. You know what I mean? Everybody has had those times, in their life where somebody was maybe a bit more mature than, than you, something didn't click, whatever. Whether you were the mature one or you were the immature one, whichever one. But I just don't see a 30-year-old girl that used to date pro athletes, right? I wasn't born yesterday. A 30-year-old that used to date pro athletes is somehow interested in a 24-year-old wannabe politician. If we just being honest, right? Charlie wasn't there yet. He was on his way, and she obviously knew it. But she left the athletes and wanted to date a 24-year-old politician named Charlie Kirk that has never had a serious girlfriend in his life, that is being told by Candace on how to wear a suit. I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying it. So then when you really think of it like that, it really makes you think about how sick the situation is because of how deep in Charlie got, right? We ain't talking about Erika was assigned to Charlie and, they were girlfriend and boyfriend. Kids got involved, right? They got married. They had 2 kids, or did they have 2 kids? You know what? We let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. About all this time until I brought up the tweet. I brought up the picture again of the 2 kids. When I brought it up, and then, that did its course all over again. That wasn't even the goal. I honestly, y'all know me, I just be yapping. So one day I was like, man, I'm finna post this picture again because I'm so sick of people not realizing how crazy this is. But with these kids, all the way up into this week, I always was like, Charlie and Erika for sure had kids. I believe it. I don't think they're fake kids, because a lot of people went down that rabbit hole. It's like, I don't even think they had kids at all. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. I mean, like I was like, I know she didn't show the pregnancy and all that, but I was like, I just don't see Charlie not knowing that. All right. I just feel like Charlie ain't, you want to, obviously nobody's perfect, but you want to believe that Charlie was as perfect as he could be. So I was like, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. But then when you run into these situations like that picture of Erika, you know, posting of these two random kids, um, you start to wonder all the different patterns, right? You start to think about, just recognize pattern behavior. So now I'm like, okay, so you lied about this picture right here. Who in the world would lie about that, right? Who would lie about your kids, right? You just take a picture of them. If you're gonna take a picture of them, take a picture of them. I've never in my life, and somebody, Lisa or Gary, is gonna probably be like, it happens all the time. Sometimes I take a picture of my child, and then a random kid comes around that's 40 times bigger, and sometimes I take a picture of him, and sometimes I mistake that child is mine, and then I send it off to a friend, and I say, hey, look at my son, and then my friend says, I thought your son was only 2, and then you say, that is a 2-year-old. So I guess that happens sometimes, right? I guess it happens sometimes. But you start to wonder, if you lied about that, what else would you lie about? Because then I went back and I was like, okay, well, as a woman, right? Yeah, y'all, and I don't want to jump the gun here. Women can step in and throw their opinion out there because I'm curious. So I would invite that. As a woman, why are you hiding your pregnancy? That's new, right? Erika tends to do a lot of things new around here, right? It's a new program with her. She's a new programmed individual. She defines all normal human reactions and human interactions. As a woman, you hide your entire pregnancy, and I'm like, okay, I guess she wasn't even a huge figure yet. Maybe if she was like a celebrity that's trying to, what I mean? You hear that from your Beyoncés, your Rihannas, those people. They are the ones that came up with that, right? Like us regular people, we didn't even know how weird people really were in Hollywood. We didn't really know. You know what I mean? We came off the MySpace era where we would just say anything we wanted every second of the day, right? We probably doxed ourselves a million times. We posted absolutely everything. That's just what it was. So when I see her doing that, I was like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's normal. Maybe it's normal. But then let's just say it is normal. Fast forward, the kids are here. Don't take a picture of your kids and put it on the internet. I'm cool with that. I'm in favor of that. That's fine. We can confirm that there are weirdos on the internet. So I'm not really tripping on the fact that they don't post their kids on the internet, right? I don't post my son on the internet. If he ever jumps in a video of mine, usually I'm like, so I gotta scrap the video. I think when I've been on live, he's been in my live once, and that's just because I was like, bro, whatever. I'm almost done. He jumped in the live and talked to a couple of people. But I don't post my son. You know what I mean? However, I'm not going to record my son do so many different things and keep his face turned the other way. Because it's almost like, why are you posting this? If you don't want nobody to see your son, just don't post it. That's just me. I'm normal. If I don't want my son's face to be seen, I'm just not gonna record the video. Why am I gonna record a video and just hopefully he doesn't turn? Then I'm also like, it's a kid. So like, you're telling me you did this whole video and they didn't accidentally look at the camera? You know what I mean? That happens all the time with my son. Not that I'm purposely trying to record him not looking, but you're just recording him, and it's almost like they never mess up. So now you start to think, are these kids trained? They can't be. They're too young. But then I'm also like, what's the point of posting these kids all the time when you purposefully are making sure their face is not in the video, but you're going to post it anyway. Then you're going to leave everybody curious on what your kids look like, which is what you don't want. You don't want people trying to figure out what they look like, yet you're going to leave this mystery out there every day. Every picture that her and Charlie took, they would turn their child's face the other way. You don't have to do that. I believe you. Now I'm like asking questions. Like, I don't know. That was weird to me. So I see some people saying you hid your pregnancy. That's fine. I'm definitely not. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that that's an impossible thing. That's so weird. I just thought that again, pattern recognition. So it's not just hiding your pregnancy. It's you're gonna hide your pregnancy, but then when your children are here, you're gonna post them all the time, but you're just not gonna show their face. What's the point of that? If you hid your pregnancy, hide the kids. That's just me. I just feel like boom, boom, 1 and 1 is 2. I don't know. So I just thought that was very odd. And then, the pictures that we saw of these 2 random kids that's not hers, that was odd. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of like 60-40. 40 is like, do they really have kids? 60, I still want to believe. But then when I think about that 40, it's just like if they really don't have kids, then you have to think about like Charlie and does he know and all that. I don't know. I just thought it was just kind of odd. I don't know. I see people that try to hide kids' faces all the time, but I don't know, man. I just see every video, every picture, these kids' faces are hidden, and I'm just like, do you retake them? Like, do you do a video and then sometimes they accidentally turn and look, and then you got to retake it 3-4 times till you get the right one for Instagram? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just know, like, she tried to make it seem like those kids were hers. That was 5, 6, 7 years old. She tried to make it seem like those kids were hers. And they weren't. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't know why anybody would do that. But she's the one that brought that curiosity up. Because that's what made me go to her page and started going through all these pictures of their kids. And I'm just like, is that even her? Is that even her daughter? And I'm just going back and forth. I'm like, bro, that's so weird. I don't know, man. I don't know. The pattern recognition is just weird. It's throwing off. I don't know. Let me get to some of y'all comments. I know I said I was gonna get to the Nisi video, but we'll definitely. I mean, y'all can go watch it. I definitely wanted to hit on that Elizabeth Lane video. Y'all know me. I don't ever have a script or organized stuff. We just yap over here. It's a different program. So if you're not used to it, hey, that's just what it is. So Nisi's video was great. It was honestly things that we have heard before when it comes to Erika Kirk. I think the biggest thing out of that video that I probably would have talked about was the fact that Erika, she lied about her intentions on joining the pageant industry or whatever y'all call it. Because I know she said, "Oh, I got something in the mail," but then Nisi showed other clips of her purposefully joining the pageant. So that was interesting because I didn't know that, but at the same time, I wasn't like, "Oh my gosh," because we know this lady lied about absolutely everything. So it wasn't anything bizarre. So if it was something crazy, we definitely would have showed it tonight. But y'all definitely go watch her video. It's great content, but it is things that we heard about before. Erika lying about China and all that stuff. So let's get to y'all comments so that way we can go to sleep before 1 a.m. tonight. It definitely will not take to 1 a.m. Let's see. I'm gonna start. Where did I leave off? All right, start right here. A walk at 8:30 in the morning is a play date. Mom of 4 here for 26 years. Never heard of this. Not setting a play date up at 8:30 in the morning. Not happening. Kid just woke up. I just woke up. We ain't doing no play dates. No, maybe like 10, 11. We ain't doing no 8:30 a.m. play date. It ain't happening. And I'm not buying it. Then she also said in the same text thread about to take them for a walk. Is it a play date or is it a walk? Then somebody gonna say, you can do both. All right, bro. Okay. You don't have to censor yourself as much on X. Yeah, I realized that. I kind of like it. You can just say whatever. I don't have to really worry about like things getting taken down and stuff like that. I mean, yeah. So I do like X. I've definitely grown to love X more than I expected. X is great. Love you on X. I appreciate it. X is fun. Backing herself into corners based on lies told by other people. I don't know why they doing it, man. I don't know, but that's what makes me, that's what makes me believe they're getting paid. I know Lisa and Gary gonna deny it, but that's what makes me believe that they're getting paid. Who else would do this and not get paid? That's crazy. That's crazy. Bro, I don't know. Maybe they built different. So glad you're supporting Candace's work, getting the truth out to the world. Yes. Candace is great, man. Candace has been the one person out of Charlie's circle that has truly stood up for, what's right. And I think ways that I think we all would. That's why she's so relatable, is because I feel like most of us are either her or most of us would love for somebody to be like her in our friend group if something were to happen to us. And so that's why everybody loves her so much. I don't really understand why the Erika defenders don't see that. When it's like, if something happened to you, who would you want defending you? Candace or Erika? Which one? I feel like it's a common sense answer, but a common sense question. But I don't think I'd get the answer I'd be looking for. Somehow they'd still find a way to say, oh, not Candace. She's so demonic. I don't want somebody like that defending me, man. You know what they be doing. All that talking. But you could just tell, bro, Candace is real. Candace is one of the ones that was in Charlie's closest friend group, standing up for what is right. I know he has other friends and stuff like that. And I've had my takes on Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly and other people that claim to be really close to Charlie. Again, for the ones that maybe haven't heard my opinion on that, I personally am a Candace, right? I'm somebody that is not going to shut up until I figure out the truth. I'm gonna keep talking about it. Similar to literally what just happened on X this week when I brought up the kids again. I don't let stuff go. I just don't. So me personally, I couldn't be Tucker because Tucker doesn't like talking about stuff like this. Tucker's like, oh yeah, I mean, I love Erika. She's good and blah blah. And I'm like, bro, my loyalty is with Charlie, right? If I'm because he met Erika through Charlie. My loyalty is with Charlie. You're his wife. That's it. That's the only connection we have, is that you're my friend's wife. Friend dies, me and you are nothing. That was the bridge. Especially when I don't know what happened to my friend. Now you're my enemy. That's how I feel. You know, I think Tucker is probably like on a bigger mission, as in like I think he's probably striving to be like a president one day or something like that. So I think he's trying to keep his hands clean of tough topics like this. But yeah, I mean, if I was in a political space, I'd be canceled because I'd be doing just like Candace doing. Me personally, I'd be calling out folks. I for sure would be like, Tucker, you said you was Charlie's friend, right? Why you ain't saying nothing? And I know he said a couple of things. He said a couple of things here and there, dibbling, dabbling. But most of the time he says Erika's a good friend. So he doesn't really like to talk about stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't care. Charlie's dead, bro. Look at me and see if I care about how Erika feel right now. If Charlie was my friend first and you were just his wife. I don't care how you feel, bro. He dead. He ain't coming back. He can't feel. So I'm not about to sit here and protect your feelings because you're his wife. I don't give a freak. So that's how I would feel if I was Tucker, but he doesn't. You know, he's very level-headed about the situation. Hey, that's why I'm not in politics. Because I would for sure be the most unlikable person. And then Megyn Kelly is similar. Megyn Kelly, I think she wants to keep, I've said this before, so whatever. She wants to keep both fan bases happy. She wants to keep both audiences happy. She doesn't want the audience that loves her for defending Erika. She doesn't want them to hate her. And she also doesn't want the people that listen to Candace to hate her. So she plays the field. She plays both sides. She'll be like, I love Erika. I don't think what Candace is doing when it comes to Erika and Erika only, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But Candace has every reason to question Israel. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. God dang it. Candace has every reason to question Izzy. Every reason. Something happened to Charlie Kirk. It doesn't really make any sense. But I think Tyler Robinson did it. I think he 100% did it. Like, what are you talking about? You can't do that. That doesn't make it. You can't say any of those things in one sentence. It just doesn't work like that, Megyn. But I know what you're doing. I know what she's doing. Playing the field, playing both sides. Because you can't say Candace can question Izzy all she wants to. But then if I say, well, you do know that Charlie turned down Izzy's money and influence, but his wife accepted it. Wouldn't that mean that Candace should question his wife? Oh, that's different. That's different. My fault. That's different. That's different. That's different. The pick wasn't even for the right date. It's for the next day. Mitch said he saw her on September 8th. Yeah, that is a fact. Let me lower my desk a little bit. There we go. That is a fact. It was the wrong date. That was another concerning thing. That was another thing that a certain somebody that was in this chat, she pulled up she was talking about a tweet today of a screenshot. She was like, look, it says September 8th right there. And in my mind, I didn't even reply. In my mind, I literally was like, you're looking at a Photoshop picture, bro. I want to see if I can find it really quick. If I can, it's all good. Yeah. It's right here. Look at this. Dang. I'm always doing that. This person says, however, this proves nothing. First, it's the wrong date. Second, how does anyone know who to that pick? Third, where's the metadata to show where and when couldn't this pic have been taken in a hotel? Lisa says, the photo is on 9/8. Are you blind? The problem is with this photo, right? She says the photo's on 9/8. Like you see right here, right? 9/8. The problem with this photo is that the original that came from Paramount Tactical, Gary's page, his podcast, his show, was 9/9. So somebody doctored this photo because that was the huge thing. It was like, bro, nobody was even asking her about 9/9. People was asking her about September 8th. So somebody doctored this photo and sent it to her, sent it to Lisa. And now she's saying, look, it does say September 8th. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there is no point in debating anyone on this at all from the TPUSA side because they aren't honest or truth seeking. Yeah, I think where I would say I'm a little different than others, than other creators, than other podcasters, whatever you want to call everybody, is that I don't really look to debate. I don't really look to tell anybody I'm right, you're wrong. That's why I typically call my debates open discussions. I just want to chop it up with you, see how you feel about certain topics, hear your opinions on certain topics. I'll let you know if I agree or disagree, but it's a conversation. I'm just trying to hear your different perspectives. I want to understand why you think the way you think. So I don't ever really want to debate anybody. I'm not somebody at all that's going to come to the table with fact after fact after fact. And I'm just like going at it, dog. I don't want to do all that. I just want to genuinely talk to somebody. Same thing when Lisa was on last time. When Lisa was on last time, a lot of people, it was mixed emotions. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people hated it because it was kind of hard to follow her and all that other stuff. But the principle of it all and the point that I'm making is that it was a conversation the whole time. Right? I just had a full conversation with Lisa. I asked her some questions. She answered them. And I would say, do you really feel like that? That don't even make any sense. And I would present something that, favors my perspective. And, she might disagree with it. I'm like, hey, if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And we move on. I'm not going to keep on going back and forth with people. Like, I'm not that type of person to like debate. But I'll chop it up with anybody. Anybody on TPUSA, so I'll chop it up with them too. I'm gonna ask you genuine, common sense questions. And if you answer wrong, in my opinion, I'm gonna be like, hey, everybody heard the simple question. And if you just same with Lisa, again, my last example before I move on is when I told Lisa, I was like, you're a mother, right? So as a mother, if your child came to you with these messages from a 25-year-old woman, right? Whether they're your mentor in the pageant world, which is what they wanted to call Erika, whether they're your mentor, whether they're your coach, whatever. If your child came to you and showed you these messages that we're looking at, and they came from a 25-year-old coach or mentor of the place that your child is participating in, and you see that these are late night conversations and all that stuff, how would you feel? I'm not telling her you right or wrong, any of that. How would you feel? I want everybody to hear your perspective. And then let the people decide who they rock with perspective wise. And she said she didn't see no wrong. And as soon as she said that, I said, hey, all right, to each his own. Me personally, nah, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. Dee and Jay should collab. I don't mind. I don't mind. We follow each other on X and stuff like that, so I don't mind chopping it up with them. Yapper and Gary would be funny. Listen, I would love that. I have so many common sense questions I have for Gary. So many. Or should I say Buddy? I have so many common sense questions I have for Buddy. I would love to talk to him. I would love to. But we all know that's not going to happen. These people avoid like anything like this. They just get behind their phones and they just got them Twitter fingers ready every day. But they will never talk to anybody on this side. Same as Andrew Colvett and Vanilla Milk Dud. Same thing with them. They would never, ever, ever sit down and talk to anybody on the other side and have a genuine conversation because they would just get cooked. They would just get cooked. So the only thing that they can do is continue to yap on their show. Or I guess on the Charlie Kirk show with Charlie Kirk, not on the show. Guess Charlie shouldn't have married a rebound. That's tough. He was manipulated. You know, he was played, he was manipulated, he was probably love bombed. And, you know, if you really just put yourself in those shoes, you probably could imagine how he was manipulated and why he fell for it. You know, that's why I try to get everybody to understand that we've probably all been there when it comes to being heartbroken and you got that distraction that just walks right by you. Whether it's a man or a woman, it's a distraction. And they're not going to help you heal. It's just a feel good in the moment type of thing. And so that's why I try to bring that up, because if you can really understand that part, then you can understand how Erika coming in at that right time was so dangerous to Charlie's life. So dangerous. She came in during the breakup. She came on strong, real strong, something that he's never experienced before. He's been chasing a girl for however long. Now he's experiencing a girl coming on to him strong. He don't know what's going on. And it's an older girl. Typically with guys, when we're younger and an older girl like that, sometimes you fall into this thing of like, whoa, cougar type thing. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. Just the dynamics. So he has this older woman just going after him. More than likely love bombing him, saying a lot of things to him, saying the right things to him. And, you know, who knows what they did behind closed doors leading up to getting married. I just know that he was a virgin getting married. Whether there was a virgin before, I don't know if it was a virgin all the way up to wedding day. I don't know. Hey, what I am saying though is that once that virginity was snatched by Miss Shalami, it wasn't no going back. It wasn't no going back. This is his first everything with her. And she probably did all the things that would trap a guy emotionally and physically. Why? Because she has experience. She's been with athletes. So she probably did a lot of different things that Charlie was like, whoa. Oh my gosh. That was probably Charlie's first baddie. If you know, you know what I'm talking about. So he was just head over heels. He just couldn't even imagine. She probably bragged about the Miss Arizona thing and all of that. She probably bragged about it. Probably didn't show the pictures because that would also have gone against some of the things that Charlie preached. But he thought he got lucky. And you could tell because that's all he did. Bless his soul, but that's all he did when it came to those topics is brag on how beautiful and great Erika is. And just he was head over heels for that woman. But she got him. That was the job. I don't know if Erika, I've heard about that. Erika was engaged or married or something and divorced before meeting Charlie. I heard about it, but I don't know. The way Erika keeps changing her story about how they fell in love, crazy. Candace had it for Charlie at one time. She's changing the narrative. I don't think so. I think I can speak for a lot of women when I say if Candace had to play a role in talking to his girlfriend for him, I don't think she saw Charlie in that type of way, bro. There's no way that you can unsee Charlie from that light as a woman. I just imagine that you look at him and it's like, if you're helping him with stuff like that, you'll forever just be like, yeah, I'm not, you know what I mean? You're gonna be great for somebody one day, but not for me when I'm helping you get a girlfriend. So why would I then be your girlfriend? Erika's a straight up pathological liar. Absolutely. TBUSA supporters, TBUSA supporters, Gary, Lisa, etc. are never gonna admit anything though. They ignore reality. Yeah, they don't. And that is one thing that I don't know, man. I would give Lisa and Gary a lot more credit, or at least they can build their credibility back if they just acknowledge what they used to say. Acknowledge that what you said was wrong before. Let's start there before you jump to duh, it's a play date with this random boy. Before you jump there, can you just please acknowledge that you thought it was AI from Candace? Just acknowledge that. Just acknowledge that, yeah, I was wrong. But when they don't do that, Gary had on his show, look, here she is with her kids, case closed. And now he wants to comment on my tweet talking about that's not her son, mystery solved. What? You can't be taken serious. That's what happens. Like I just don't take you serious anymore if you just can't acknowledge your mess ups. Candace is out of Charlie's league. I love Charlie, but Candace is next level. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I definitely can agree with that. Facts. I didn't think about that. She might be a fed. She might be telling Andrew everything. That's why she drop it in here. Nisi's social just dropped a phenomenal video all about Erika's countless. Yeah. That's why I say everybody should definitely go watch Nisi's video. It was great. I think I'll pull up that. I think I have it. There's a list of lies that Erika has told. Somebody made a graphic. Up, I found it. I will share that before we get out of here. Let me save it so I can blow it up. Okay, I'll share that in a little bit. Of all of Erika's lies that this person has, and we'll see if we need to add to it. I'm assuming this is somebody's burner YouTube channel that's coming from the ops. So if you're gonna say that she's pushing Erika with fabricated accusations, please state the accusations so we can talk about it. Just don't just say it just to say it. I deal with that with my 3-year-old all day. He says stuff just to say stuff, or he says stuff just to say stuff all the time. You gonna make a claim or say something like this, then give me context or something, bro. He absolutely was love bomb, big time. If you don't understand narcissistic abuse techniques, you won't understand Charlie's situation. 1000%. I agree with you. You said it perfectly. And it's so sad too. I know this is not like a crazy comment, but it made me think about it. It's so sad when you really think about it, and he tried to live life in the way you should. He tried his best, right? He whether it was by choice or whatever, but he tried his best to live through life in the best way that he could, right? Virgin till marriage, got married. He did all the right things, right? He did all the right things. And you still had, it just goes to show you just how evil the world is, man. You got somebody like Charlie that just had great intentions in life, and somehow evil still found him. Still found him with Erika and Tyler Boyer. It's sick, man. It's sick when I think about it like that, just because he just had the purest heart. Probably wasn't even really thinking about girls. He was chasing after that one girl, but he probably wasn't even really thinking about girls like that. Tyler Boyer knows that too. And then you got Tyler Boyer, who's also old. He's also older. Him and Erika are around the same age. I don't think that's a coincidence. And you got Erika and Tyler plotting on a young 23, 24-year-old. And they're like 30. Is that not weird? He was truly a virtuous man. He wasn't perfect, and I didn't agree with him on everything. But man, he was just a good dude. They picked the wrong one. Yeah, I mean, here we are 8 months later, still talking about him. So I think we all agree. They did this to the wrong person. And they did it in the wrong way by making it in broad daylight. That's funny. That's funny. I like that. I like that. Now we catching on. We catching on. We catching on. Welcome. I had to bring up your comment because ain't you about to you pregnant, right? I hope you're doing okay. Hopefully I'm correct. I believe the last time we talked, you told me that. So I hope you're doing okay. Please keep us updated. I relate to Charlie and being inexperienced. I didn't have a BF until college, 19. Right. I mean, it happens to so many people around the world. But it's so hard when you're 19 inexperienced because you got people that are literally out there trying to take advantage of a person like that just so they can manipulate the situation. You got older people that prey on situations like that. So that way they can groom an individual and stuff like, it sucks, but yeah, it's just definitely tough. We got a super appreciate that dono to the channel. Thank you for supporting. Get your little girl something. Keep it up, Jay. Justice for Charlie. I'm assuming my son, I'll get him something. I get him a leaf blower. His leaf blower broke today. So thank you for doing that. I'm gonna buy him a leaf blower. So I'll definitely get him something. I appreciate the dono for supporting. Let's see. Oh, here we go. To be fair, romantically, he was like a Boeing plane from the 30s versus F-22. That's a fact. I thought the first girl didn't want to be his girlfriend, though. She shot him down. Yeah. You are right. I probably did say girlfriend, but they weren't official. He was just dealing with her. But you are right. So his first ever committed relationship was Erika. Charlie talked about premarital counseling, and there was extensive conversations. I mean, I said this the other day on X. With everything that we know now, there should have been no reason in this world for Charlie and Erika to go around giving marital advice. No, I'm sorry. I love them to death. I don't know what the goal was when it comes to maybe they was making some more money doing that. I don't know, but you don't 4 years, bro. You cannot talk after being married for 4 years. You can't. You can't go around giving marital advice, or premarital advice, whatever you want to call it. Only being married for 4 years. Like marriages that end in divorce happen within the first 8 years. You can't. Come on. This is now if you 10 years, maybe minimum. 10 years minimum, we could talk. That's tough. Right? They always say like 50% of marriages end in divorce, right? So but they say like once you get like 10, your odds increase. You hit 12, your odds increase. Once you hit 10, I can respect it. 4, bro, you in the early days, bro. Early days. I'm 4. You're in the early days, bro. You got a lot of ups and downs to go. And I would tell anybody that. And I wouldn't portray myself as somebody who just did the right thing 24/7 when it comes to marriage. And I should be getting paid to give people advice and tell people what to do to find a wife, or tell women what to do to find this man. No, I'm not qualified for that because I've only been married for 4 years. And now with the information that we know at the moment, he picked the wrong woman. So what are we talking about? Again, love him to death. I hope y'all just remember that. This is coming from a genuine place of love for Charlie. He picked the wrong woman, and he was on stage telling everybody what to do to get a woman like that. How bizarre is that? That's crazy. And then Erika, on the other hand, she going around giving people advice, talking about this is what you do if you want to get a Charlie. You didn't do none of those things. She's talking about, are you in the word every day? Are you not drinking? Are you not this? Are you not that? You did all of that. You did all of that, and you pulled Charlie, right? So let's start with the first thing. There's only one thing on the list to pull a Charlie. Lie. That's it. You lie, you pull a Charlie. That's what you did. But instead, you go around and you go to these ladies' conferences and women's conference, which I think one is coming up, by the way. And the whole list is weak as hell. Ain't nobody on there that's worth listening to. And she going around talking about what you should be doing to pull a Charlie, when all she did was lie to pull a Charlie. She lied about her entire past. She lied about probably being a virgin. She lied about absolutely everything. And that's how she pulled Charlie. Facts. Straight up liar. I remember when Charlie said how much he loves our greatest household. He Blake. I might not get the joke. However, Charlie definitely had a time frame or a span or whatever. Frame where he was sucked in to all of that. Same as Candace. Candace admits it all the time. She was like, "Yeah, I can't say too many names on all of that, but she was like, I'm heavy, greatest ally. I'm heavy in favor for them and this and that." They was definitely brainwashed for a very long time. And then Charlie just woke up at the very end. We had a show. I forgot what episode that was. I gotta look back at it. We had an episode where we went through we went through Charlie's perspectives on what happened in the Palestine situation, and how there was a point in time where he said some crazy things about it, and he was all in favor of it, sounding like he was a part of the dang administration, saying some questionable things. But in his last days, in his last year, he started to realize something was off and started to change his mind and see different perspectives and actually question the narrative. But once that started happening, it was too late. You got a personal email from EK in October saying what? Hot take: not every Christian has the gift of discernment. Charlie did not have the gifts. God gave him other gifts, but discernment wasn't one of them. Yeah, I think his discernment he lacked in different areas. I probably wouldn't say he didn't have it overall or in general, but I think he lacked discernment in different areas of his life, such as dealing with women, ladies, and I even think money. I think he lacked the discernment of dealing with friendships and all that stuff. So yes, I mean, he did. It's I definitely want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, man, he had discernment. He had great discernment over something, you know, but he definitely lacked a lot for sure. Found out that you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. That's so tough. Look, y'all said it, not me. Maybe Candace should put a closer eye on George. Oh man, y'all been going after. Everybody been trying to figure out what's going on with her and George. I don't know. I don't even, unless something's presented, I don't even be caring for real. I didn't really care about Charlie and Erika's marriage. It's just something was presented. I know Mark's trolling. I've seen everybody's comments saying that he's trolling, but this is one of those comments, man, where this is crazy. The manipulation, the manipulation of faith, the weaponizing. They must have hid Erika from Charlie while she was with Cabot. How could he not care if they were real friends? I mean, I wonder that all the time, if he knew about her and Cabot. It's a great question. Solid question. We'll never know. Very weird. She knew. We can confirm that. Charlie was stubborn. Him and Candace stopped talking to him because they disagreed over TPUSA money. He wouldn't have listened if she vetted Erika. I don't believe he would have listened either. He was love bombed and he was completely manipulated. So shoot. Erika had him whipped and around her finger. And yeah, I mean, Candace has already shared stories of her trying to tell Charlie to look out for this person, that person. Oh, don't take this meeting, that meeting. And he did anyway, and then lied to Candace's face. So yeah, I think that's ultimately why Candace distanced herself. And then, she started talking about the Palestine situation, and that made that distance even further and further, because obviously he had a mission and a goal to speak on certain things because his donors. And Candace was solo. She didn't care. Oh, that's a coincidence. I'm clicking on the same person. At 30, the thought of being around a 24-year-old made me annoyed, let alone getting romantically involved in one. All right. The ladies are speaking. There's another one. If you're a 30-year-old experienced woman, you're not genuinely interested in a nerdy version, with all due respect to Charlie. Yeah. Just keeping it a buck. Just keeping it real. Candace low-key knew Charlie was interested. Candace put Charlie in the friend zone. Charlie had no option but to be her little brother. Yeah, I mean, I think this may have been like the furthest it may have gotten, if it got this far. But if it did, yes, Candace absolutely put her in that little brother category. I am 23 weeks pregnant. I have posted one time about my pregnancy so far because I hate being pregnant. So, oh, okay, I knew you was pregnant. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. I mean, my wife's pregnant right now. She don't post nothing. So, like, I get it. Same, probably a couple times last pregnancy. So I get it. Body's changing, everything's changing. Sometimes you just don't want people to see you pregnant. So I get it. I just think that alone isn't weird to me. Is that along with the kids are born and you post them all the time, but you purposefully don't show their face, and then now the picture of the fake kids the other day. All of that combined makes me like wonder and scratch my head. Thanks for reading my comment. Of course, of course. I tell you, I read them all. I read them all either right now, and then when it goes up tomorrow, I read the new comments tomorrow as well. But I enjoy reading it all. I truly enjoy interacting and yapping. To be honest, I'm not even awake at 8:30. This is what I was thinking. This is my thought process, and I'm glad you said this. She wouldn't hide pregnancy. She's too into herself and loves herself. No way. I agree. I don't think that she was somebody that was, I can just see her completely obsessed with herself. Completely obsessed with herself. She got the biggest airhead in the space today, in this political space today. This is what I was thinking. Thank you for putting this into words. Because this is why I say it, to me, it's weird that she hid her pregnancy, because I just don't see that with her. She posts all the time. She always sought out for validation and all that. I don't know. That was funny when she said get tested every 6 months. He's like, wait till marriage. That was crazy. Any advice on what you should do to, wait till marriage? Or it was some question like that. Erika said, yeah, get tested every 6 months. Charlie said, how about don't do that. Don't have SEX. And she was like, oh, yeah, don't have SEX. And I'm like, oh, now you just want to tell him everything he wants to hear. You already answered wrong. That's the twist, bro. You're going in good faith while someone is approaching the conversation with intellectual dishonesty. In the end, most of the audience leaves frustrated or confused. Let me put a poll up real quick. It's 60 people in the chat. So I don't mind, man. I value y'all's opinion. I do. Part of the Yapper community. So I definitely don't want to I don't want to do something that y'all genuinely don't want. So I don't mind putting a poll in the chat real quick. Dang. 1 second. I'm just trying to get it ready so that way I can gauge how y'all feeling. Here we go. Okay. There. I just put the poll up for y'all to decide. Um 0. I don't think she cared about that. Erika was cheating on him. Hey, I mean, it's out there. It's out there. It's a lot of speculation out there, and I'm just shoot. With the information that we know now, everything is kind of all coming together about a 30-year-old with a roster wanting Charlie, man. I don't know, bro. I don't want to get into that yet unless something comes about and then we get into that, because I've definitely avoided like affair conversations. But I mean, yeah, if you're talking about pattern recognition, it's typically what happens. Because how is Charlie going to the hospital to meet the kid and he wasn't there for the birth? Yeah, I saw that video today. I don't know. I don't know how to think about it. I don't know how I feel about it yet. But I saw that. I saw that. The person would be in prison if it was my daughter. I'm telling you, me too. Well, I said me too, like I'll be in prison. But yeah, I'd go crazy. Great live tonight, Jay. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for joining. I know Tuesday, I'm so sorry, y'all. Tuesday, I literally fell asleep. I was supposed to go live, and I woke up. It was like 11:45 midnight. I was like, oh my gosh. So that was on me. But it's all good. There was also a guy during the Romanian Angel days people say she was married to. Interesting. Interesting. I wish I had like a team, but I'm a solo type of guy. So, or at the moment. So, you know what I mean? I don't have time to do all that. But that's an interesting deep dive. I'm gonna do a surface level deep dive to see if I can find stuff. Bro. I mean, I'm still here. I don't know what is happening though. All right. There you go. That was weird. Something happened. Do you remember about a month ago, Candace and Barron mentioned after Charlie got shot that there was a plane that landed in Kalispell, Montana? Did anything ever come from that? I am not sure. That is a great question. I'm not sure. I appreciate it for the ones that are saying congrats. Got like 2 more months. 2 more months, then a new baby gonna be here. Lisa knows nothing. She makes my head hurt. That's funny. I gotta see what y'all. What's the poll looking like? I'm gonna end it in a little bit. As soon as I get to the bottom comment, I'll end the poll and see what y'all say. Make sure you go vote. Lisa wants to get on and have a conversation next week. So let me know what y'all think. Okay, I got to the bottom. Let me end this poll. What we got? Let me see. Let me bring it over here. I got it. Have Lisa knows on next week. We got 22 votes. 55% said yes. 22% says no. 23% says hell no. Well, we got a 55%. We say yes. So that means a lot of people are in favor of it, and let's do it. I mean, I think it's kind of entertaining. So let's do it. Let everybody hear her perspectives, and we just talk. Hear from her mouth herself. She comes out with a lot of things sometimes. She was the first person, if y'all believe it or not, she was the first person who came out with the story that it was a play date and that was not her kid. She was like the first person to acknowledge that. And she was like, that's not her son. And that was another kid because Erika had friends over. And I was like, what? How did you know that? She was like, it was a play date, blah, blah. And y'all can go back and watch our debate or our open discussion. She said that then, and I was like, who told you that? Nobody's ever said that. Who told you that? And she couldn't give me an answer. So like she might say some stuff. She might say some stuff that might surprise you. The last thing I will do is pull up the list of lies Erika has told. I saw this list today and I thought, hey, let's share it with everybody to see if we missed anything or if this person missed anything on this graphic. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm definitely excited. Okay. Let's pull this up and then we will Go to sleep right after this. All right, so y'all could probably zoom in on this and see it for yourself. Let's see. I want to do it like this. I gotta pull it up over here so I can see it too. All right. This is the list of lies, short list of a few lies. I'm sorry, I'm looking over here. And I just want to see if this person missed anything before we go to sleep. Lied about being with her mother and collapsing in the parking lot after hearing about Charlie Kirk's shot. Lied about not dating for 5 years before Charlie. We talked about that tonight. Lied about playing college basketball for 2 years. It was 1 year. Lied about a witch putting a curse on Charlie and him being scared of it. Lied about Charlie's steel neck. That was a huge lie. Lied about Charlie's messages that he was going to be killed. Very true. Sent fake photos as an alibi for September 8th. We talked about that tonight. Lied that she arrived home at 5:24 on the 8th and made dinner for Charlie. Lied about waking Charlie up on the 9th for an interview. He was at the office. Erika and Justin Strife lied to Candace face about Pierre and his mega donation. Lied about someone random entering her in a beauty competition. She was competing in pageants for years. That's what Nisi talked about tonight. Lied Charlie's book was finished in July. He said he was working on it in August. Lied about going to China to help trafficking victims. She was with her BF. Lied about her education at ASU. Lied about her education at Liberty University. Lied about which plane Andrew Kovac was on. Lied about what time she found out that Charlie was dead. Canceled the Doge-style audit that Charlie ordered just before his death. Lied about reading the Bible cover to cover. We talked about that tonight. Never seen communicating with Charlie's parents and family. People that have nothing to hide nothing. That is an absolute fact. And I'm sure there are plenty more that we can add to the list that we may do one day. But outside of that, I appreciate y'all for listening tonight. We made it to 103. We was close. There's a lot of comments to get to. We actually had a lot. So thank you for being active in the chat. Tonight, I absolutely love doing that, going through it all. But make sure you guys hit the like button before you get out of here. Make sure you hit the sub button. We on the road to 22K, and I do appreciate the support along the way. We are in a new space tomorrow, so hopefully the scenery is cool. I already ordered some stuff, and hopefully we can make it look real, like vibey. That's what that's the goal. I'm looking for vibes and yapping. So hopefully I can get that set up right. So it should be a new look tomorrow. Hopefully, if the move goes right, I'll be live tomorrow. We'll have another episode tomorrow. We'll see. If I don't, it's because the moving is still going. And we might do for like Saturday or Sunday, Saturday or Sunday, one of those. But yeah, hopefully we get it tomorrow, and that would be so dope. I'm excited for it. But I do appreciate y'all for listening. I really do. I appreciate y'all for supporting as usual. And I hope you have a great night. And I will see y'all on the next one.